Hello everyone, and I hope you're all doing very well. So we're cracking on with our list of viewer requested videos, and this one is, hello Cap, can you tell me if DCS models stealth? And so, well, let's go and find out. So as the question, does it model stealth? Well, first of all, I think we can break that down to, does it model stealth realistically and kind of close to real life? Or does it model stealth just to a very low detail? Pretty sure the answer is it probably does model stealth of other aircraft to our search and track radar, but probably to a very low level, like kind of most things like the ECM jammers and stuff like that. As to whether it would model stealth accurately, i.e. measuring the reflectivity of different surfaces on an aircraft like that, you know, kind of like in real life stealth and radar returns and stuff like that, almost certainly that is not going to be modelled, because it would just need a huge amount of computation to model that. And radar absorbent materials and stuff like that, almost certainly not. I remain to be corrected as ever, but almost certainly not. I imagine if it turns out that it does model a stealth, then I imagine it would be just a simple lookup table, and each airframe would have a value, probably from a frontal aspect, from a flanking aspect, and from a rear aspect, and that value would just be a coefficient. It would just be a floating point number that represents the aircraft's radar cross section. So what we're probably going to find out at the end of this is that it probably will measure stealth very, very basically by tweaking the hostiles or the target's radar cross-section. So we'll go and have a look at that. Fingers crossed that works. Now the other thing is, we noticed the other day when doing tests on measuring the effectiveness of different jammers on different aircraft, what we found is that the results varied massively, not only between different aircraft, but also, and more importantly, by the aircraft that was doing the searching and the scanning. So what we're going to do is we're going to be searching with an F-15 today, which is an FC3 model. What we found is that the FC3 planes work very much the same as each other, whereas the kind of standalone planes, the high fidelity planes, work very differently. So then we've got an F-18, and then we've got a Mirage. And let's see if we get similar or differing results. We'll put it all in a table at the end and have a chat. As for the planes that we're going to be testing the stealth ability of, we've got, first of all, the stealth plane, the F117A, and I've got absolutely no idea what to expect, but we'll just have to see. Then we've got a stealth bomber, a B-1B. I know it's not a true B-2 type stealth bomber, but it has, in real life, a certain amount of stealth in its design, and its real life radar cross-section is very small. I can't tell you how small, but pretty small. So if anyone out there knows, then let me know, but I'm assuming it'll be the same as a small fighter or a large fighter maybe. You know, it's a big plane, really big plane. Next is, just purely out of interest, a Warbird. We've got a P-51. Obviously, it's a very small plane compared with a lot of these other planes, but it has no stealth ability at all, so I just thought I'd put that in for interest, for discussion's sake. We've got an F-5E here, representing a small fighter. We've got a F-15C representing a large fighter with no stealth, and we've got a B-52 representing a large bomber with no stealth. So we've got a complete mix here representing all the different types of airplane that we can use. They're all coming towards me at the same speed, the same altitude, everything's identical between them, and they're all converging on me, so they're all a perfect frontal aspect. To be honest, even if they were slightly skewed to the left or right a few degrees, I'd be amazed if it makes any difference. But just to make sure, they will all be facing me. So let's get on with it and try the F-15 first. So radar on, zoom out to 80. Now, it's very important that we stay on our line here, our waypoint line, and that's going to allow us to make sure that we're going straight down the centre, and that we can also tell which contact is which. Now, we've already got a contact, and I think we can all probably guess that is going to be the B-52. That is at 60 miles, just beyond 60 miles. The experiment starts at 60 miles, so we could actually see a B-52 way beyond 60 miles, but you know, for the scope of this experiment, it's just saying that is 60 miles plus. I'm going to go to track while scan just to get a better view of them. So that track is populated at 60 miles for the B-52, so I'm just going to write this down as I go. Altitude isn't too important. I want to stick around Angels 20, but azimuth is very important, so I can probably speed this up a bit. I don't think we'll be seeing anything else for a while. Try and keep an eye on that, keep it nice and central. Whoop. Ping. We have here stuff. Just need to move my cursor out the way. So. Oh shit! I just didn't mean to do that. 450. Shut up. Right, we've got something. We've got 4 appear, 3 extra appear. So that was the old one, the B-52. We've had him, him, and him appear, and our azimuth is very close to being bang on, so we can assume we've got him, him, and him. I'm just looking at that a little closer, so that is going to be him, him, so I'm going down the centre there, aren't I? And it's either the B52 or, sorry, the B1 or the P51. What do we think about that? That's the B1. That's the B1, isn't it? And we haven't seen the P51 yet. So let me go and write that down just to double check the range. 46, 47 miles. Let's see when that Mustang and that Nighthawk appear.
28,000 knots.
Gonna zoom in a little. You gonna let me zoom in? Ah, stop it. Buggy, it's being buggy. There we go. Still no P51, still no Nighthawk. Bang on azimuth. Ping, P51 appears. 5 contacts now, so P51 was at, let me just check it was, P51, yes it is. And he is at 39, let's say 40 miles. Right, all we need now is lay Nighthawk. So purely out of interest here, we can see the different wattage outputs of the different radars of the aircraft. We've got a strength-based RWI here, so that is the strength of the F-15 radar compared to the strength of the F-5 radar and output wattage, and we know they're at exactly the same distance, so that it's literally twice as strong or more, twice as strong an F-15 radar is. So I always find that interesting. 25 miles, no Nighthawk. It's called the Nighthawk, isn't it? $18 miles, no Nighthawk. Gone off vector ever so slightly. $15 miles, no Nighthawk. Double check it is actually there. Yep, there she is. Look. Pew. Oh, cool looking plane, right? Cool looking plane. Nothing there. It's definitely within the azimuth scope of the radar catchment. I can change just to show you. I can change from TWS. It will give you exactly the same result. TWS is all TWS is doing is showing you the track as compared to the direct contact. So if it was a direct contact, then we would see it on TWS. You know what I'm trying to say. When I say direct contact, I mean range while scan contact. One guy's disappeared from the right. That is probably because he's just literally off the side of the scanner. So we're 10 miles now and still no Nighthawk, which is pretty promising. Just to make sure, what I'll do is I'll turn left just to see if we can pick that Nighthawk up at all. I get the feeling it is literally just completely invisible to radar. There he is! Finally! He appeared. So we got him at... I mean, we're so close now, we might actually be slightly flanking, but as a rule of thumb, generally, we're probably at that kind of angle there. But I think it was around about 10 miles, 10 to 15 miles. We'll say 10 miles for the Nighthawk. So... that's that done. We're going to try the F-18 and the Mirage now, just to see if we get the same or similar results, or if it's going to be weird like with the jammers. Radar on, marche! Whoa, where's my head down here? There we go. Right. I have to change that range. Okay, right, Mirage. We have one guy already, and that's almost certainly going to be the B-52, so we're going to put him as just 60 plus again. Got to keep myself a course and stuff. Can't remember how to use the autopilot in this. I know it's some of those buttons, but I can't really remember. I really would like to learn to fly the Mirage again. It's a cool plane, but when do we get time for it? Quick cheat and have a look. Should be picking these guys up soon. perfectly on azimuth. Oh, ping. Yep, same one. Exactly the same. B1, F5, F15. Surprised the F5 and the F15 don't have, you know, different, but that's how it is. Seems that they fit into certain categories. So this is going to be the same as FC3. I bet that's 47 miles. Watch this. 40, well, you know, it could have been me measuring it ever so slightly wrong or whatever. That's 46 miles. It's 1 mile out. Pretty much say that's the same. So that's 46 for the Mirage. Okay, and all we're going to do now really is try and find that Nighthawk. Oh, sorry, we've got the P-51 to go as well. Double check everything. Bang on azimuth. Wow, this plane just flies itself. Look, I'm putting no stick input to this plane at all. I'm just sitting here with my hands on the keyboard. Flies itself. I'm reading a book on the Mirage 2000 at the moment, and I didn't realise the Mirage 4000 with this thing. Oh, stop talking. P-51 is pew 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 lasers. 38 miles, 39 I think that is. Same as the F-15. Pew. Okay, now let's just got to try and find that Nighthawk. So what we're going to do is just head towards it slightly to make sure we do get it and don't miss it off the edge of the scope or whatever. And see when it appears, I guess. It's going to be the same by the looks of it, we're just not going to see it. Ping! Got him. It's going to be the same, isn't it? Yeah, exactly the same as the F-15, 9 miles, so that's exactly what it was. Okay, 9, right. Actually, some pretty good data there. What we've shown is that the Mirage, within 1 mile, the Mirage gets exactly the same data as the F-15. And I don't know anything about the Mirage radar or the F-15 radar, the wattage, and, you know, it's way beyond me, obviously. But that's a good sign for DCS so far, that it's keeping things consistent, unlike the jammers. So, happy so far. So let's bung in the Hornet. In we go, in we go, in we go. Let's get our stuff on the go. Okay. We've actually got... Now this is weird. So this is why we have to try this out. I'm guessing the Hornet radar is just not working at the moment because... Oh, I'm going to get in trouble whatever I say here, aren't I? Let's just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Hornet has seen them all. Now, this is the problem. The Hornet didn't work for the jammers. It physically didn't see the jammers. So, I'm going to guess it's got a similar sort of problem with the actual detecting on the radar. So, what I'm going to do now, because 5 of them are already visible, I'm going to start further back than 60 miles. Right, second try with the Hornet. Pew, pew, pew. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good, please. Okay, well that's a bit more promising. We're at 110 miles. 110 miles now. No, don't do that. Ah! Why, Cap? Why would you do such a retarded thing as put heading select on? Leave the bloody plane alone. No contacts yet. Right, I think we can zoom forward a bit. Oh, because they're going to be off the scope, aren't they? Oh, right, we've got one there. So we've got one, which is the the B-52, and we're just going to put that at 60 plus again, because that's how we measured the others. 60 plus. Pew, pew. Let's try and pick up the others. Nice stable aircraft again. So what we can do is probably to zoom in now. Stop. Something different's happening, but I can't see because the epoxy thing. It's got 1, 2, 3. It's got the F-15, the F-5, and the B-1 at So this is a much more powerful radar, much more powerful, because it's picking these things out way in advance at 72 nautical as opposed to 47. So we've got 72. Cap doesn't believe that for 1 minute. Not 1 minute, but we'll see how it goes. I can't remember how to turn this to TWS, so I'm just going to have to keep going as it is. In fact, I don't think it has TWS, does it? This radar confuses the hell out of me. I've got to do another video about it at some point, but... Stop! I find it so confusing. Right. Pew! We've got a P50 Peppa Pig, P51 at 62. 62! How interessant. All we got now is our little lovely... It's such a stable plane, I can just sit like this, basically. The only slight problem I've got is it's really hard to tell how many contacts there I've got, and I can't think if there's any way of spacing them out. It's probably safest if I just don't touch it, and therefore I won't ruin it. So let's just get going. It's so stable, I think we can just say zoomed in like this. But 5, 5, 5, 5. Look at that. Look at that for stability. And I suspect we won't get it until we're bloody... what's the width of our scan? Can anyone remember how to change the width? 140? Yes, we've got everything covered, look. That is... well, we're still 25 miles away. Stop! Peppa Pig. F-117 at 15 nautical. 15 nautical. So that's 50% more powerful than the F-15. Right. Okay, that was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this is actually going a lot better than I'd expected it to. I was expecting all sorts of problems and things to break, but we're doing well. And I know what you're all going to want. You're all going to want the bloody F-14 now, aren't you? Which is a pain in the butt. But I'll do starting at 110 miles again. Okay, go. Right, this is an analog plane. Got to be careful with this one. This one bites. Go. TID. On. Get rid of that. Stop. Think. Autopilot. Can anyone remember how the autopilot works? We want got the AFCS on. All we want is heading and altitude on. So ping, 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 ping. Is that autopilot on? Anyone know? Engage, heading, altitude. That's not moving, so maybe? Right, radar! Got a really weird radar screen at the moment. There we go. Nothing yet on scanner. We're 110 miles away. Ah, that's changed the range. There's our first target. That's going to be our B-52. I don't think we have to argue about that. So we'll just put 60 plus. I know it's 300 miles away really, but 60 plus will do for the Tommy. Tom. We could probably put 80 plus, to be honest. We'll go back and probably test one of those other ones in a minute though. Are we on course? Can't even remember how to tell. Haven't driven this thing in a while. Concentrate, supercap. We want to go destination. We want to go nav. We are bang on course. Bang on course. Bang on altitude. Bang on everything. Beautiful. TID. Ah! Ha ha! Das ist interessant. No B1, but they've got the F5, the F15, but no B1. I can't really work out. Scratch it. That's not quite right. That is waypoint 1 there. That's us. So that's actually the B1, and that there is either the F5 or the F15. I can't quite tell. What distance are we at? 83 miles. So let's test that again. 83 miles. So let's just put this 83. This is going to be different for the Tomcat. So this is the B1 plus F15, it looks like, at... Okay, so what I'm going to do next is... Pipipion.
Roger.
1. Yep. It's actually got the F5 and not the F15, look. It's got the F5 and it's not picked up the F15. Well, it's got B1, F5 and the B52, so I'm just going to write that down quickly. Okay. Weird, but let's carry on.
Nails on our nose, 12 o'clock. And nails, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, mate. Check the azimuth is holding. It is. Whoa, I'm starting to like this plane again. Stop. Stop. What's happened there? Things have happened. Definite things. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, but only no tails. No tails on them. Look. There, we got the tails. So that was the F15 and the P51 have come in at. Now this is a powerful radar. Oh, this is going to spur a lot of discussion, isn't it? So that was the F15 and the P51 at 75 miles. How interesting. And all we've got now is the Nighthawk, so let's just blast away. Angels holding. Azimuth holding.
Bandit 3 ship, Bra 355, 72 miles.
Why have they gone? They've gone. They were definitely there, weren't they? Well, they were definitely there. Have I done something to upset it? No, they're coming back now. Well, they were there, so... I think it's just as fucking about with things that's making them disappear.
Bandit 4 ship, Bra 360, 62 miles.
Dude, stop doing stuff. You're a retard. You really are. 60 miles. Now, azimuth. Oh, I don't have any control of the radar. Oh, give me strength, Lord. Give me strength. We're probably not going to get a chance to look at the Nighthawk. Just because this is going to be too much of a stress. 40. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No Nighthawk. Stop. Zoom in, sir.
Wilco.
Sweet. Thanks, buddy.
Roger.
Just do what I say.
Roger.
Don't moan about it. Ah. Warum? Warum?
Roger. Bandits, B1, 12 o'clock, 13 miles.
Pass elf. Just get it right. Stop! Stop. No, I think it's just doubled up on the B52 for some reason. No Nighthawk! No Nighthawk! Oh, look how close we are. We'll merge. No, couldn't find the Nighthawk. It couldn't find the Nighthawk. We've got our maximum scan width. Oh, I haven't got the radar controls, have I? An escaped
1 o'clock.
kind Nighthawk.
1 o'clock.
So maybe it's something to do with this age of scanner. It just can't... Look, you can literally see them. Just can't burn through that Nighthawk for some reason. How interesting. So that is a big fat 0 for the 117. Right, so that is our data collected. Let's go and put it in a big table and have a chat. Okay, so the data's in. So we've answered the question already. Does stealth work in DCS? Yes, it does. Works very nicely. How do they do it? Well, we don't know. We could ask, but it's probably something, like I said, simplification, reduction in the cross-section, something along those lines. Now, what we've got is some interesting information. I mean, let's go through it piece by piece. So for the F-15C, well, if we look at the Nighthawk, or the F-117A, the F-15C, you could see it at 10 miles, the Mirage at 9 to 10 miles, the F-18C, F-A-18C, sorry, could see it at another 50% further out at 15 miles, and the F-14B, for whatever reason, couldn't see it at all. Let me know if you think I was doing something wrong. You know, it's a complicated radar to use, the F-14B. I may have been doing something wrong, but we couldn't see it. The B-1B F-15C, we could see at 47 miles, Mirage 2000 46, 47 miles, Hornet at 72 miles, so that's again another 50% up, which follows. And the F-14B could see that 83 miles. The P-51D F-15C 40 miles, Mirage 2000 39, 40 miles, Hornet 62 miles, so again another 50% up, so that follows proportionally. And the F-14B at 75 miles, so that all looks proportional and corresponding and logical. The F-5E, the small fighter, we've got the 47 miles for the F-15, 46, 47 Mirage, 72 Hornet, 83 F-14, that all follows through logically and proportionally, that works for me. Large fighter, 47 miles, 46 miles for Mirage and Eagle, Hornet 72 miles, F-14 75 miles, all seems more or less logically and proportional. The large bombers, all of them around 80 plus miles. Couldn't be bothered to check how far, probably 100 to 150 miles depending on the fighter, something like that. Doesn't really matter. It's clearly not stealthy. And so two things about this. So obviously the stealth is created. You can see how the B1 is the same size as an F5 on all of those radars, just as you can see there. So does stealth work? Yes, it does. But an interesting thing has come out of this is as which are the most powerful radars. Now we have to be a little bit careful about how we're doing this. What we're doing is seeing at which point these radars can see the targets to be able to generate a track file. That's what these fighters are all doing at the end of the day, aren't they? That's the point at which this number is relevant in this chart here. It's not anything to do with the WCSs, so it's not at which point a weapon can be used or anything like that. It's purely the radar being able to populate the track is what we've got here, I believe. But it shows us that the F-15, the Mirage radar, are in terms as effective as each other. They are the same strength, if that's the right word for this. The F-8, the Hornet, is much more powerful, 50% more powerful, and the F-14B is 60-70% more powerful. Now, out of interest, is that right? I always assumed the Eagle would have a more powerful radar, or should we say the F-15C should have a more powerful radar than the F-A-18C. That's always something I'd assume because it's got a bigger nose, and I think didn't it come out at roughly the same time? So I've probably got that wrong. What we'll probably find is that the F-A-18C was actually much more modern and had a better radar, catching up with the F-14B. So let me know what you guys know about those radars. As you know, I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to these radars. Wattage outputs, claimed ranges, stuff like that, and see if this roughly tallies up with real life. It would be really interesting to know, and we can use the Org9 as the benchmark we've got here. So some good talking points there. Get chatting, and I'll see you later.